Hello from Freedomtax Accounting. We are an accounting firm here in Florida where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services now for over 20 years. Today is August 4th, and we wanted to do this video as an accounting tip for all of you who got the EIDL loan. Okay, that's one of the most common questions that we get when we do our consultations with business owners is how to set up the bank accounts if I got the EIDL loan. Now remember, today is August 4th. I always emphasize the date of the recordings of these videos because all these SBA programs, EIDL, PPP, are constantly changing. The laws may change in the future, so whatever we discuss today may change tomorrow. So that's the importance of subscribing to our channel. So because we will do our best to always keep you up to date with the most current and correct information regarding these EIDL and PPP loans. Okay, now let's get the legal aspect out of the way. This video is intended for educational purposes and should not be taken as legal or tax advice. You should consult with your financial professional about your unique financial situation before acting on any discussed in these videos. Freedomtax Accounting is providing educational content to help small business owners become more aware of certain issues and topics, but we cannot give blanket advice to a broad audience. Freedomtax Accounting or its members cannot be held liable for any use or misuse of this content. Okay, so now that I made our attorneys happy, let's go into the topic. So who is this video for? Okay, this video is going to help the following businesses. Basically, any business that has received the SBA EIDL loan will benefit from the information in this video. If you have an LLC that files taxes under the Schedule C, the Form 1120, Form 1120S, or the Form 1065, this video will help you. If you have an incorporation or a corporation that files taxes under Form 1120 or 1120S, this video is for you as well. And if you are self-employed, independent contractors, sole proprietor, that you file your business taxes under a Schedule C, this video is also for you. So what will we talk about in this video? Well, we will not be talking about what you can or cannot pay with the EIDL funds. If you want to know what you can pay and you cannot pay with the EIDL funds, we recommend you take a look at another one of our YouTube videos called How to Use the EIDL Funds. In that video, we go into detail in what you can spend the EIDL funds for and what you cannot use the EIDL funds for. Now, we will talk about our recommendation on how to structure your bank accounts to be ready for any future audit with the SBA or the IRS. Once again, this is our recommendation. There's no law that says you need to do it this way, but here we have discussed it with our CPAs, and we also have a group, and we also have good relationships with other CPA firms for many years, and this is what we feel is the best way to protect yourself from any future audit from the SBA or the IRS regarding how you use the EIDL funds. Remember that we all signed a contract with the SBA, and I mentioned we because my wife and I also have a separate business, and we got the EIDL loan as well. Okay, we signed a loan agreement, and in that loan agreement, you certified that you were going to keep good books and records of your financials on how you use the EIDL. If you don't remember, this is the loan agreement we all signed to get the SBA loan. Okay. Basically, this is the contract we all signed, and if you scroll down to page 4, there is a section called Books and Records where you are telling the SBA that you agree to maintain proper books of accounts in a manner satisfactory to the SBA for the most recent 5 years, meaning that the SBA can audit 5 years back. It also tells you that the SBA at any time and in such a matter can require you to show them their financials and that they can audit your books. Okay, it says here also in this sentence that you will furnish to the SBA no later than 3 months following the expirations of your fiscal year, and in such form the SBA may require your financial statements. Upon written request, the SBA will tell you to give them statements with an accountant's review report prepared by an independent public accountant. Okay. Now, according to these two sentences, we feel what this says is that by the end of the 3rd month of the end of your fiscal year, that which for most businesses, the 3rd month of your end of the fiscal year is the month of March. So we have called the SBA several times asking them, is the SBA going to ask for financials every March of every year? Some SBA agents told us yes, some SBA agents told us no, some SBA agents told us they don't know. Okay, but that is what the contract says. And why is it important that the contract says that? Is because the contract is the final word. You have to know what your EIDL contract says and follow those rules, even if an SBA agent tells you something different. This is taken from the contract itself, and there's a section that says that you may not use an oral statement of the SBA to contradict or alter the written terms of this note. That means that if the SBA agent you talked to over the phone told you one thing, and then the SBA tells you no, but that's not what's in the contract, you cannot tell them, but the SBA agent told me this. This is the way the SBA is protecting themselves, saying whatever this contract says, those are the rules, okay? And obviously in the bottom, nobody wants to get into trouble with the SBA, but here it says that you can, if the misuse of the funds can lead to penalties, fines, civil lawsuits, and even prison. So we don't want you guys to get to that point, okay? Now, let's start talking about the proper bank account structure, okay? It doesn't matter what type of business you have. Even if you're self-employed, you have a business. It's not an LLC, it's not incorporated, but you have a business that you do under your name, okay? So when I use the term your business, it doesn't necessarily mean the LLCs or the corporations. Self-employed, independent contractors, you have a business as well. It is always a good practice to separate business and personal accounts. The key is to separate the personal expenses from the business expenses, that you don't have them mixed, okay? Remember that the contract says that we have to keep proper books and records. And remember that the contract says the SBA can audit for 5 years back, but that's the SBA. The IRS can audit 7 years back, so you have to be prepared. And we don't know if the SBA is going to require financial statements every March of every year. Okay, now this is the way we recommend that you have your bank accounts done if you got the EIDL loan. We feel and we recommend that you have 3 accounts. You're going to have one business account that is going to be called the EIDL bank account. Now, if you're self-employed, you can have a bank account under your name. You just have to use it for EIDL purposes. You have to have a business bank account. And once again, if you're self-employed, it can be a checking account under your name because you don't have a business name. And the third account is your personal bank account. Why do we structure it this way? This way it is completely separate. It is more transparent. In the case of an audit, you can show the SBA, you can show the IRS, this is my account. Look, they're separate and they can see clearly what the funds were used for. Okay, so from the idle account, you can pay your operational expenses. That basically, those are the expenses you need to pay in order to keep your business running. Now, every case is different, but this is a list of the most common business operational expenses. From the idle account, you can pay your accounting, your advertising and marketing, insurance. Now, insurance is if you're a corporation or an LLC that files the 1120 or 1120S, it's the insurance from the business, not personal. Legal fees. Now, in the insurance part, if you're self-employed, you can pay the insurance of anything related to your business. For example, if you are an Uber driver, then the car is a part of your business. So the insurance of the car you use for Uber, you can pay with the idle. Okay, license fees, office supplies, maintenance and repairs of the business, rent of the business. If you don't have an office that you rent under the business name, you cannot pay it from the business accounts. Payroll and wages, taxes. Now, taxes you can pay from the idle if you are a corporation that pays taxes under the 1120. If you are an 1120S or a self-employed that files Schedule C, you have to pay your taxes from your personal bank account. Okay? Business travel, utilities for a business location. So if your business rents or has a business location, you can pay the utilities of the business. If you're self-employed and work out of your home, you cannot pay the utilities from your home. Vehicle expenses of the vehicles that are under the business name. Once again, these expenses can be very different if you are a corporation or if you're self-employed. So talk to your CPA, talk to your accountant to see what operational expenses you can deduct from your business. Okay, so on these three bank accounts, once again, under the idle, you can pay your operational expenses. You can pay the operational expenses from a business credit card. If you have a business credit card that you are paying these expenses from, you can use the idle to pay down that credit card. If you have a credit card that is mixed with personal and business, you can only pay with the idle the business portion of the credit card bill. You can even pay the idle loan, the monthly idle loan payments, you can pay from the idle account. Now, this is going to be, the second account is going to be your business account. Okay, and once again, if you're self-employed independent contractor, this can be just another checking account under your name. Okay, in this account is where you're going to deposit your new sales. So if you're still operating and you're making new sales, those will go to this business account. All the business expenses that you cannot pay with the idle account, you can pay with your business account. From the business account, you can also pay yourself. Okay, now there are situations where you can pay yourself from the idle, but that is a last resort, and we will be doing another video on how to pay yourself with the idle funds. And you can also pay all the operational expenses. This same list, remember that you can pay it from the idle. You don't have to pay it from the idle. All the operational expenses you can also pay from the business account. Okay, those are people that we recommend if you're making enough sales that you can pay your operational expenses from this business account, then don't touch the idle. So that way you can make more payments towards the idle loan and you can pay off that loan faster. And the third account is your personal bank account. Okay, if you have a personal mortgage or you have rent, you have to pay it from the personal account. Now, if you have a business building that you have a commercial rent contract, you can pay it from the EIDL and the business. Okay. Um, but for your personal home, you cannot pay it from the business or EIDL. You must pay it from your personal account. The utilities of your personal home, energy, water, your food and groceries, clothing, credit cards for your personal use, the expenses for the vehicles that are not under the business name or that are not for business use, those other expenses for those personal vehicles from your personal account. Health insurance, okay, unless you have a business health insurance policy. All the other personal expenses and your personal taxes, you can only pay it from your personal account. So this is the structure that is best suited to prepare you for a future SBA or IRS audit. We want to keep everything separate, okay? And that'll help your accountant, your CPA, and even the auditor. It'll help them determine if in the audit that you use the funds correctly. Okay, now remember that documentation is key. Okay, in case of any audit, the most important thing is documentation. The auditor will believe everything you tell them, as long as you can show them documentation that is correct. Okay, that's why it is important to keep especially from the EIDL account and the business account. Keep all the bank statements, keep all your invoices, keep all your receipts. Okay, and we also recommend that the invoices and receipts, you make a digital copy of them. You can take a picture of them, you can scan them, and keep a digital folder because receipts tend to fade. Okay, now if your EIDL account runs out of funds, this account, if the EIDL funds, you already used all the funds, you can close that account, but make sure that you have all the monthly bank statements for that account when it was open. Remember that the SBA can audit 5 years back and the IRS can audit 7 years back. So be prepared for in case of an audit, okay? Now, yes, the EIDL loan has rules and regulations. A lot of people we do consultations for, a lot of our clients are saying, oh my God, I have to go through all this trouble. Now, even though the EIDL loan has rules, it is a very good commercial loan. Almost every commercial loan out there has rules and regulations. Remember, this is not a grant. This is not free money. You have a loan with the federal government. Now, the reason that EIDL is a very good loan is because it has very low monthly payments. You have 30 years to pay it back, very low interest, and you have a 12-month deferral payment program, okay? If you remember, it was very fast and very easy to get. The SBA, in most cases, did not ask for documentation. You really did a short application online. The maximum it took to do this application was 15 minutes. No documentation was asked for. In a couple of days, you had your funds in your bank account. So the government said, we want to get this money fast to the businesses, and we are going to check later on. Okay, and if you have seen the news, the SBA has started to check EIDL applications, and they are corroborating the information you put on the application with the IRS to make sure that it is correct. And there are people getting into trouble right now because they did not put the correct information in the EIDL application, and they received funds that they should not have received. Okay, but as long as you follow the rules and you don't miss your EIDL monthly payments, we feel that you are going to be okay. Now, an EIDL tip that we are telling our clients, even though we know that every financial situation is different, we know that there are many of you going through very tough financial times right now, but if possible, start making monthly EIDL loan payments now and don't wait till the 12 months. Why? Because the interest on the loan will accrue over the first 12 months. So if you want to save money on those interests, you can start making those monthly payments. You have to go to pay.gov. This is the website that you do the monthly EIDL loan payments. We have a video called How to Pay the EIDL Loan. There we show you step by step how to do the monthly EIDL loan payments in pay.gov. Now, if you want to pay back the EIDL loan in full, you don't want the headache, you just want to pay all of it back. Before you don't pay it through pay.gov, you have to call the SBA first at 800-659-2955. Why? Because you have to tell the the SBA officer to give you your loan balance. As of today, there's no way to find out your SBA loan balance online. So you have to call the SBA, let them know that you want to pay it in full, and they will tell you your loan balance, and they will give you three options. We've seen these are the three ways they're telling our clients to pay it in full. Either check and send a check by mail, pay it online, or even pay it over the phone. Okay, but you have to call the SBA first if you want to pay your EIDL loan in full. Okay, now once again, if you have any doubts, we always recommend that you talk to your CPA. Your CPA is the one who knows your unique situation. If you have doubts on what to pay, what you cannot pay, how you structure your accounts, talk to your CPA. Okay, reminder that every case is different, and just talk to your CPA and tell them that you want to make an EIDL budget plan for your specific case and to prepare yourself for any kind of SBA audit that may come in the future. Remember, the SBA at any time may ask for financials, and if you have this correct bank account structure, it'll make it a lot easier for your CPA to provide those financials in the way that the SBA is happy with them. Okay, so thank you. We hope this video has been of value to you. Please like this video if you think other business owners can take advantage of this situation. Remember that we are praying for you. We are praying for your family. We're praying for your business. Let's keep safe. Let's wear our masks. Okay, we take all the necessary precautions, but we do not have to have fear because we trust our God is in control. Okay, subscribe to our channel. We will do our best to bring you the latest information on anything tax, accounting, or SBA programs. This is our contact information. If you would like us to provide a consultation on anything related with these SBA programs, we have lowered our hourly consultation rate in order to help more business owners. Or if you just need any help with any kind of tax accounting services, we can provide them. Even though we are in Florida, we are authorized by the IRS to provide tax services to individuals and businesses in all 50 US states. Now, thank you for all of you that are asking questions in the comments of our videos. We really do our best to answer all of them. We get realistically 200 to 300 questions a day. So if we don't answer your questions in a timely manner, we will do our best to answer all the questions as fast as we can. Okay, if you don't know who we are part of Freedom Group. We are a group of 4 companies where we have the tax accounting firm, the immigration law firm, the real estate business, and an insurance and financial planning business as well. So we can help you in many, many ways. Once again, this is our contact information. Like this video so more business owners know the proper way to do their bank accounts to prepare them for an audit in the future. Okay, subscribe to our channel. Keep safe, everyone. God bless you. Bye.